Today is my last sermon of the year. My last sermon of the year. I'm going to shut down for the rest of the year. I will be here next week. Evangelist Dixon will bring the word next week. So do me a favor. If you're leading this church, I don't know if y'all got the word yet. Sister Lee's been running around with Sister Tamika all week trying to get everything together. But we will have a breakfast on next Sunday morning. It'll be me and all the leaders. If you serve in this church at all, come and have breakfast with us. We're going to talk about the end of the year. We're going to talk about the upcoming things of next year. And I want to just let y'all know how much I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And so we're going to have a breakfast this next Sunday morning, right before Evangelist Dixon preach. Come be here. It's going to be at 8:45. We'll go from 8:45 to 9:15. 9:15, we'll go to our regular routine. We're kind of loving y'all, please.
Yes, sir.
If you serve in the church in any way, form, or fashion, I want you to come, sit down, break bread with us. Let's make a plan together. I'm going to sit down this whole month and pray. I know our fast supposed to stop today, but we're going to continue having our Monday call the rest of the year. And if God tells me to stop at the end of the year, we will. But I don't want to go into 2020 accidentally. I want to go in 2020 on purpose, in purpose. Somebody say on purpose?
On purpose?
In purpose.
In purpose.
And so to do that, I got to shed some stuff off. Some things I want to take into 2020. I want to shed some things off. And so part of that, I want to make sure that I can spend the most maximum time with him in my mind, body, and soul. So I'm taking off the whole month. We got some great dynamic preachers going to be preaching on Sundays and Wednesdays. So I need your maturity and say, just because Bishop's taking a break, don't you take a break. I want you to have some maturity and come and let's serve God. And not something else, invite somebody. Amen. One thing you're going to hear me say on a regular basis, I want you to give your best. I want you to serve your best, but I also want you to invite somebody. Amen?
Amen.
I want to believe that it's a great place to come grow in. And so it's hard. It's not good to grow by yourself. All right? Let's go to the word. 1 Corinthians 3. Close out this series. 1 Corinthians 3. And we're going to begin in the 6th verse. I think Brother Matt, who came out yesterday, he brought his whole family, and they helped us transport a lot of stuff yesterday over to the school. We had a lot of clothes, and I thank him for that. He called out of nowhere and said, Bishop, you need my help. And I was hoping that he meant it when he asked me, because I sure did need it. And I sure appreciate it. 1 Corinthians 3. Ready? Read. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. Who?
Apollo.
No. So who?
Apollo. God.
Not me, but who?
God.
Not your wife, who?
God.
Not your husband, who?
God.
You gotta understand that. If you're gonna understand the rest of the sermon, you gotta understand that. One more time, ready to read. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. Keep going. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything. So I say, we're not anything.
We're not anything.
Okay, hold up. You gotta stop and get that one. I don't care how much you poured into somebody, I don't care how much you did for them, it ain't nothing.
Right.
That's the problem. We think somebody owe us something because we have done something for them. Somebody say, it don't mean anything.
Anything.
So let's read it one more time, 7 verse, ready to read. So neither the one who plants it, nor the one who waters it is anything, but only God who makes things grow. Keep going. 8 verse, ready to read. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their what?
Own labor.
Go one more time. Ready to read. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose. Listen, are you doing your one purpose? Or are you trying to do everything else?
Right.
Somebody say one purpose.
One purpose.
The problem is, I told y'all this on this past Wednesday, I found out this, that you can win the Super Bowl every year, whoever your team is, even if you're the Texans, you can win the Super Bowl every year if everybody on the whole football team did their one purpose. And the problem is that you too busy trying to do somebody else's job and you left your position trying to do somebody else's job. Somebody say, are you doing your one?
Are you doing your one?
One more time, ready to read. I'm finna go. I promise you, I gotta get out of here. Ready to read. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their own labor. Everybody repeat after me and say, the basic principles of the Bible. Today we're going to be dealing with being a farmer. Somebody say farmer. Have a quick seat as I try my best to jump to this word. And I got to teach. I don't want to feel obligated to do anything but teach today. Can I teach today, saints? Listen, this is my last one. Go ahead and write the word basic down. Brother Devin, thank you so much. Brother Darius, thank you so much. Write the word basic down. Word basic is the essential foundation. I'm going to spend a lot of time in this. We're going to try to get out here as soon as possible. And for those who want to volunteer, be at Jones Auditorium at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, orientation at 1 o'clock. If you don't be there at 1 o'clock for orientation, you can get in line and eat with us. But if you're going to volunteer, be there at 1 o'clock. Somebody say basic.
Basic.
Well, basic means essential and foundational. They were principles. For those who've been with us, they were principle means fundamental truth or proposition that serves as a foundational system. Listen, to try to sum it all up, I'm trying to give it to you one time. Whenever you do the foundational things, these are the basic, essential things that must be done. No matter who you are, sometimes we overcomplex things. And we need to do, somebody say, the basics, the foundational. And the foundational, all the essential things, these are very basic, these are foundational, they're essential. Say it again, they are foundational, they are basic, they are essential. And so the basic principles of the Bible are those foundational things that we must do. Listen, I told y'all, every last one of us in our minds that there are three things we want to do from the Bible. Number one, we want to give our life to Christ. When we make our mind up, we want to give our life to Christ. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Number two, we want to live happy. We want to enjoy life. How many of y'all want to enjoy life? We want to give our life to Christ. We want to live happy. And listen, if I'm going to give my life to Christ and I don't live happy, maybe I shouldn't have given my life to Christ. That was some of us think, let's be honest with ourselves, is that if I shifted over here to this life of Christ, things should shift in my home. Things should shift in my finances. Things should shift in my family. And if I shift it, can I tell you one thing? The only thing shift whenever you shift to Christ is that now you know why. You don't stop going through. You just now know why.
Right.
It's the bad part of going through when you didn't go through for a reason. But now I'm going through. I don't mind going through, but somebody say, at least I now know why.
I now know why.
But can we stop right quick and just one more time just praise God for Brother David Johnson? You saw in their first service this morning. Hey, man, I just thought about it. Brother Johnson is right now preaching his first service over at Conroe Community Center over in the Candy Cane Park. Amen. Somebody say, I now know why.
I now know why.
So listen, so we got to understand that we cannot just give out to Christ, enjoy life, and then go to heaven. We cannot do those three things. I told you that one thing the Bible says in Romans 12:1 says, I beseech you. Everybody hear me out? Say, I beseech you.
I beseech you.
Therefore, brethren.
Therefore, brother.
Under the mercy of God.
Under the mercy of God.
That you present your body. A living sacrifice. Holy and acceptable. Unto God. Well, that just said, because he saved you, you owe him. Because he saved you, you owe him. And so most of us don't want to pay God back through service because we limit our service down to one of three things. We say, or if I'm going to serve God, that means I got to say I'm a preacher. If I'm going to serve God, they got to say I'm going to be a teacher. If I'm going to serve God, I got to be maybe a prophet or something like that. Somebody say service. And so, but I just told you, you cannot not serve him. You have to serve him. But we have overcomplex serving him. And so many of us have our foot on the brake, saying, I'm not going to put my foot on the gas and serve God because it's too complex. And one thing God wants me to do with this whole entire series is simplify serving him. And he said that if you're going to serve him, I told you this here last week, that every preacher, every teacher, every prophet need to be three things to serve him. You need to be, number one, I told you to be a fisherman or know how to fish. I know you look at me crazy here for the first time. Just pray with me and keep going. I promise I'm going to prove myself. Somebody say a fisherman.
A fisherman.
A carpenter.
A carpenter.
And now we're going to deal with a farmer. Somebody say farmer.
Farmer.
And I told you this here. Listen, we do have some preachers. We do have some pastors. We do have some teachers who are not fishermen. Or let me go ahead and recorrect that. Who don't know how to fish, who don't know how to build, and they don't know how to farm. And I told you every fisherman, every carpenter, and every farmer could be a preacher, a pastor, or a teacher. But every preacher, pastor, and teacher don't know how to farm, be a carpenter, and don't know how to fish. And the reason why, because farmers, fishermen, and carpenters have the basic essentials that Jesus tried to give us throughout the Bible, but we kept ignoring him when he kept saying, you should fish, you should build, and you should be able to farm. You should fish, you should be able to build, you should be able to farm. I know y'all, just keep on with me, just keep on with me. I promise I'm going to get you there. They are essentials, and we told you the first week that if you're going to be a success in serving God, I didn't say a successful preacher. I didn't say a successful teacher. I say success is serving God in whatever you do. God does not just call preachers, pastors, and teachers. God called lawyers, he called doctors, and he called whatever else you want to do. Whatever you do, God called you. Amen. But you got to realize, whatever God calls you to do, you need to be successful at it, and it's not complex. It's very simple. Number one, I told you, you got to learn how to fish. The word fish teaches you that there's three elements every fisherman need. If you wasn't here, write this down real quick and go through real fast. The first thing a fisherman needs to understand, the importance in position. If you're going to catch good fish, you got to be in the right place. Yes, you're not going to catch fish if you're in the wrong place. And I just found out last week or yesterday that over on 1375, Brother Mookie D, if you got to know who Mookie D is, and that's something you got to catch me get on, but Brother Mookie D caught 65 crappie off 1375. So if you want to catch some crappie, that sounds like a good place. Amen. So you want to be, somebody said, if you want to catch fish,
Catch fish.
you got to be in the right place.
You gotta be in the right place.
And I told you that every fisherman needs to understand, if you want to catch fish, you got to be patient.
Yes.
You cannot be impatient. I told you, I'm a good spiritual fisherman, but I'm a horrible physical fisherman because I don't have patience. So God built my fishing patience, but he don't have my spiritual fishing patience, but I don't have physical fishing patience. And somebody say patience.
Patience.
And then the last one, most important, when you're fishing, you got to know God's going to provide the fish. That's the main thing. The problem is we're thinking that we're going to go out there and get the fish off our good looks. We think we're going to get the fishing. Listen, I don't care how good you can sing. I don't care how good you can preach. I don't care how good you can dance. All that's null and void until God say, I want to give you the fish. And I told you, whenever you're a good preacher or whoever you are serving God, you got to understand these elements, because if you don't understand these elements, you're going to go out there and you're going to give up on something that you should have waited on a little while longer and realize, listen, I know for a fact I'm in the right place. How many of y'all know you're in the right place? Even though it don't look good sometimes, even though it's rough sometimes, and it's tough sometimes, I know one thing, I am in the right place. How do you know you're in the right place? Because God told me to come here.
Right. Amen.
I don't care what everybody else do. Listen, everybody else running. I know that I'm supposed to be here, and now I'm patient. I'm not going nowhere. And now that I'm patient, now I know for a fact, if I'm gonna get blessed, God, I'm gonna say I'm waiting on you.
Yes.
Can I tell you it's the hardest place to be right there?
Yes.
When everything else ain't popular, but you know you're in the right place.
Yes, sir.
So somebody say fisherman.
Fisherman.
Basic. Jesus spent a lot of time. He did not call lawyers. He did not call just doctors. He called fishermen. Why? Because, listen, something about you, Peter, you're going to know how to hang out for a while. And guess what? God called, before he called anybody, he called a carpenter named Jesus. Because he knew you got to be able to be a carpenter if you're going to serve God. Because God wants to call you to fish, he'll call you to build. And 3 things we learned about building. Write this down. First thing we learned about building, if you're going to build anything for God, you got to count the cost.
Yes.
Somebody's going to cost you everything.
Cost me everything.
If you listen, that's the problem right now. If you see, that's what's happening. We got too many Christians tapping out. This is a season where folks are giving up faster than they can start because they have the end in mind, but they didn't realize time was in between.
Right.
Oh, good God. The time is the most disgusting thing to most saints because I didn't know I had to wait. And can I tell you what happened in waiting? Embarrassment, pain, suffering, uncomfortableness. Somebody say waiting.
Waiting.
Hurts.
Hurts.
Y'all not going to talk to me today. And so whatever one thing we got to realize is this here. If I found out anything, if I ever found out anything, if you're going to build anything for God, you got to realize you got to count the cost before you start building. And what it's going to cost you is everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You got, what he tell that man? He says, you got to leave your mother and your father and follow me. What's he talking about? Physical even? What he's saying is that if you're going to follow me, you got to forget everything your mama taught you, forget everything your dad taught you.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to learn everything different.
Yeah.
If you're going to follow me. And so one thing I realized, once you start building something, can I tell you something? Can I tell you a quick little secret? If you ever know me more than a year, you know the secret, but I'm going to tell you anyways. With vision comes provision.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Not with provision comes vision.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it one more time. With vision comes provision.
Yeah.
Not with provision comes vision.
Yeah.
He says, I'm going to give you the vision and then I'm going to provide.
Yeah.
I'm not going to provide, then give you the vision. See, but we want all the lumber, we want all the nails, we want all the screws, we want everything. And when we get all of it, say, God, when you let me know I got everything, I'm going to start building. God says, can you build with nothing in your hand? Can you show up to the job without a hammer and get ready to beat the wall until a hammer comes in your hand? The problem is, I feel like preaching in this house.
Yes.
We want everything given to us on a platter, but we don't want to go through nothing.
Right.
Somebody said, can you build?
Can you build?
So when you build, you got to count the cost. What's going to cost you? It's going to cost you everything. You got to stand and look stupid sometimes until God give you what you want.
Yes.
Somebody said, it cost me everything.
It's gonna cost me everything.
Second thing you find out about a builder is not just got to count the cost. One thing about every builder got to do. Because you're a builder, you're not the architect. And we want to be the architect and builder. Somebody say, every builder got to follow the architect's instructions.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We wanted to see the plans, then we want to rebuild it the way we want it, and then we wonder why it's falling apart. Because you built a marriage that God told you to build one way, you built another way because you finally got the man, now you want to do what you want with the man, but then you want to do what you want with the man. God said, I told you to build it one way. So don't you start changing the plans because you want something different.
Right.
Someone say every carpenter
Every carpenter
gotta follow instructions.
gotta follow instructions.
If you want what you God has, you gotta follow instructions. And lastly, this is the most important. And I told you I didn't understand this one last week until I really started studying it. Every carpenter need a cornerstone. We're gonna go to lesson 3. Somebody say cornerstone.
Cornerstone.
I told you when I first started teaching this lesson, I thought cornerstone meant that was the most strongest point of the building. But that can't be the case unless the building leaning in the place of the corner. The cornerstone represented one thing only. Well, two things, should I say. The beginning and the end. The cornerstone, the very first brick that was laid, in most cases now you go to a building that got the cornerstone on it, it has the insignia who it was dedicated to. So we started with the building in mind, and we're going to build for Jesus. And then once we finish it, we're going to say we're going to dedicate it to Jesus. God said, when you build anything for me, you got to start it, dedicate it to me. That everything God said do, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to change anything up. If I want it to last, I count the cost, it's going to cost me everything. And now that I count the cost, I did exactly what God said do it. I began doing it exactly the way God said do it. But lastly, at the end, you got to dedicate it to me. When it means dedicate to me, that means from now on, everything that I had you build, use it from me. Don't take what I had you build and now you like it and now you use it for yourself. And God said, then, but don't start building it for you and now you try to dedicate it to me. No, you built a mess, now you want me to clean your mess up. What I want you to do is build it from me like I told you to build it, now use it for me. And if you want anything last for God, you got to make sure you build it for God. And somebody say, give it to him.
Give it to him.
Somebody say, give it to him.
Give it to him.
Give the job to him. Give
Yes.
the career to him. Give the marriage to him.
Yes.
Can we go into step 3, Brother Kobe? Step 3. Somebody say step 3.
Step 3.
We got to be able to be farmers. Now, to me, this is one of the most hardest ones. Fishermen is cool because when I'm thinking about fishing, usually you last one night. You know one thing about fishing. When you go fish, you're trying to go to one spot, and I'll be patient, and I know eventually I'm going to get my fish. Someone say carpenter.
Carpenter.
One thing about carpenter, we see a beginning, and we keep building because I can tell when the building is finished because it's on the way. It may take a long time. Me and my wife, for the first time in my life, we think about building on some property, and we got to pray for us when y'all find what property is going to be. We think about building some property. And I thought about saying, you know what? Y'all pray for me. I ain't tell Pastor Tony this. We can move into the church. And just stay in the church and build it, and one step at a time. And no matter what, somebody say we put slab down one day, and the next day put a wall up, and a month later put, some screws in the walls. I don't know, take my time. Pastor Tony ain't having, I'm just spiritually speaking out loud. One thing about building something, that you'll see the process. You see the process, you know when it's over with. Somebody say farming.
Farming.
Farming is harder. It's too many elements involved.
Right. It is.
Too many elements. And listen, I was sitting at a lady house getting my wife hair done. My wife was getting her hair done the other day, and when she asked me, listen, don't tell Miss Tony this, but when she wanted me to tell her to hurry up, she bring me with her. No, that's not what it is. We had a video call we had to do. But Miss Tony, I promise you, when I send Miss Tony, my wife, throughout the week, I promise you, Miss Tony got my wife there 5 hours. When I go, she got to do an hour and a half. What y'all be doing for 5 hours, I do not know. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, so I went there, and Miss Tony had a whole bunch of plans. This is no lie, no joke. No lie, no joke. This is not me just saying this because I want to preach this message. God has opened up some things on the inside of me. Y'all, see, a lot of y'all just want to get pregnant. I don't want to get pregnant. I want to build some stuff. Listen, I want to fish for some stuff. Listen, pregnancy is one thing, but I done gave birth to a whole lot of stuff. God said, now you got to start building some stuff now. And some things not going to go ahead and take some extra work. But one thing about farming, Brother Ken, I said, Miss Tony, I like that ivy. I've been living seeing ivies everywhere. And I want an ivy. My grandmother died about, how long ago? My mother died then? About 10 years ago? About 17 years ago, my baby, 17. And when she passed, she had an ivy there. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that ivy, and I'm going to let my grandmother live for this ivy. And I'm going to and the ivy died the next week. So my grandmother died twice. She died for real, then she died through the ivy. It's probably because that ivy, it was hard growing the ivy. And I asked Miss Tony, I said, Miss Tony, you got to teach me how to grow ivy. I want an ivy. And she said, baby, you got to give it a little sun, and then you got to water. You can't water too much, and put a little milk grow in there, and da-da-da-da, and everything. I'm like, it got overwhelming listening to it. Because if you're going to grow anything, it's going to take some work. And now it's going to take some work. It's going to take some outside elements. A good farmer knows that if I'm going to grow anything, that I just can't trust in myself. I gotta, it's going to take, it's going to take some T and some L and some C. Somebody say if you're going to grow anything. See, that's why everybody should be preaching, because you can't be a preacher. Listen, I ain't got nothing against, what's his name? What's his name, the guy? No, I ain't got nothing against Kanye West. I ain't got nothing against Kanye West. Don't. Brother, you got a big stage, you can tell your testimony. But don't just preach this shit because you heard a convert. You're not ready to farm, fish, and build. Listen, learn how to farm, fish, and build. Can you just tell your testimony? But don't start preaching just too soon. Listen, don't get it right too soon and start preaching too soon. Tell your secret. But listen, I just want you to learn how to fish, farm, and build. And let's talk about Kanye. Can I talk about all of us?
Yeah. Right.
What happened is too many folks run into the pulpit preaching too soon, but nobody taught you how to fish, nobody taught you how to farm, nobody taught you how to build. And the first time you stomp your toe, you want to quit. So I'm saying this, you're going to stomp your toe, you got to say, but I thank you, man, I can have another. This ain't cute. Yes. And I learned my hardest lesson behind the wheel.
Yes, sir.
Brother Johnson, mama say, you think he ready? Nope, he ain't ready. What you mean he ain't ready? Because he's going to learn his hardest lessons behind the wheel. Wow. This ain't cute. Can I tell you? Somebody says that you're supposed to present your body living sacrifice. But what scripture says that according to your purpose, what's the purpose verse? Come on, help me out. The one says, called according to his purpose. What was that verse? Romans 8:28. Somebody say Romans 8:28.
Romans 8:28.
It says, we all are called according to God's purpose. That word purpose there means showbread. The word showbread means put on display. Can I tell you, ever since you got saved, you've been put on display? He didn't say living sacrifice is going to be cute. I want to get to the turkeys and dressing, but can I preach first? He didn't say you're going to get cute on the way to him. He said, I died for you, can you live for me? And my pain I went through dying, you're going to go through that same pain living. Can I put you through hell until I come back, and can you look cute doing it? And every last one of y'all women know how to be cute doing it. Boy, come on, say, my feet killing me. Woman, you was at home at church all day, and now you get home to how your feet killing me. What happened? You faked it till you made it. God says I'm not teaching you to do that. If you can do that, you can. We got to learn how to walk in our high heels as men, walk in our high heels. That's simply God say, God, I know it hurt, but I'm going to smile anyways. Why? Because I'm doing it for you, because you did it for me. Oh, I feel like teaching. Can I teach this morning? So I don't even know where I was. But somebody say, we gotta get there.
We gotta get there.
I'm trying to figure out where I was. Play with me. Listen, what was I here? Y'all can help me out. Well, all I know is that we gotta go through something. Somebody said farming. So farming, Brother Ken, Brother Matt, Brother Jerry, farming is different. I know the word farm. The definition of what farm means. A farmer is a person who works the ground, planting seeds and growing plants. A farmer is a person who works the ground, planting seeds and growing plants. Listen to this. Anyone who works the ground, plants seeds, and grow plants understand that there are three things that affects the outcome of a seed. And the problem is, I'm telling you right now, before I even get started, I'm saying about most of us right now, the problem we have is that we take it too personal when the seed don't grow.
Right.
And the first time we plant a seed and don't grow, we get our pennies in a bundle and we want to say, forget it, I ain't planting no more seeds. I put too much of my time, energy, and effort in it, and we get upset. And we listen, and every farmer know he didn't have a bad crop sometimes. Every farmer. And listen, and if the true farmers really gave up at the first one, they'll starve. And can I tell you what happened in the kingdom of God? So many people gave up and now they're starving in the spirit because they don't want to go through nothing. And so what happened is we got to realize that once we plant a seed, if it don't grow, the point when the fact that it didn't grow, the point was at least plant the seed.
Right.
Because 2 months ago I wouldn't have planted that seed. 2 months ago I wouldn't have prayed for you. 2 months ago I wouldn't even put that in your hand. 2 months ago I wouldn't have done none of that. So the true blessing, one more came and I feel like preaching, y'all gotta excuse me, but I know for a fact where I come from. The true blessing is the fact that I wouldn't have done that a few months ago.
Right.
The true blessing is that I showed up. No matter what happened next. See, the problem is we got the end in mind. But we got to get the end out of our mind and just stick with the now. Y'all, you sure? I don't want this to be my last sermon. Can I preach this week, Bishop? Brandon say, no, Bishop, I didn't preach. I didn't study too hard. I didn't study too hard. No, you can't preach this week, Bishop. I got this one. Okay, I'm just preaching to myself then. Amen. Somebody say fisherman.
Fisherman.
So, not fishermen, we're farmers. Anyone who works the ground, plants the seed, or grows the plants, understand that there are three things that affect the outcome of the seed, Daddy. My dad was a great farmer. And my dad had some good crops. I remember forget one time he had a head of cabbage so big that it went in the newspaper. I swear, I'm not over exaggerating. Am I lying, Daddy? And joke about this big around. He had some cucumbers that year. We made pickles that big. I mean, it was a good harvest. But can I tell y'all what make a good harvest? It's some things that grow but die. It took some things that died in the ground to fertilize the ground. But if the ground never been fertilized, what happened is we don't want nothing to die. We don't want nothing to I'm trying to keep my composure, but somebody say I'm preaching to myself. Listen, anyone who works the ground realize that there's three things it takes to grow a seed. Number one, the first thing, write this down. We're going to go into point number one. Point number one, first thing it takes to grow a seed, or the first thing that affects the outcome of a seed is where you sow it.
Mm-hmm.
Where you sow it. Where you sow it. It's the first thing that affects it. I want to help everybody in the room. If I can tell you one thing I'm trying to do, and I usually don't do this, don't do this to the end, but I got to do this in the beginning. One thing I want everybody to do when I get to preaching is stop taking your lack of harvest personal.
Yes, sir.
It's not your fault.
Right.
If we can never get to the point where we stop taking our lack of harvest personal, we can plant more. Can I tell you, it's only one thing to be in your mind. I told you in Bible study, the greatest thing we can do is do what? For those in Bible study, what's the greatest thing we can do?
Be obedient.
Be obedient. Somebody say obedient.
Be obedient.
That's it. After you become obedient, you should drop the mic. Everything else is out of your hand.
Yeah.
Everything else, seek ye first the kingdom. Somebody say kingdom.
Kingdom.
The word kingdom. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all the rights and everything else be added unto you. Somebody say kingdom.
Kingdom.
The word kingdom, write it down. The word kingdom is the ability and the authority to rule over. Look it up in the Greek translation of it. It does not mean a place. Matter of fact, it says not to be mistaken for a place. Kingdom. Somebody say kingdom mindset.
Kingdom
When you have a
mindset.
kingdom mindset, that means you have the ability and the authority to rule over. Why? Because when you think kingdom, that means you are king. When you are king, you rule over stuff. Come on? Yes, so it's like kingdom. The ability and authority to rule over. So when you are seeking first the kingdom, I'm seeking first the thing. I have the ability and the authority to rule over what I'm doing. In my marriage, I can't run my wife. All I can run is who? Me. In my job, I can't run the boss. All I can run is who? Me. So what you're really seeking the ability and authority to do is rule over you.
Right.
And if you know for a fact you did everything you're supposed to do, drop the mic.
Man.
Listen, don't lose no sleep. Don't cry. Listen, she don't like me. She left me. Drop the mic. They fired me. Drop the mic. They kicked me out the house. Drop the mic. I did everything I was supposed to do. Yeah. The problem is, the reason why we hold on, and the reason why folks get to funerals and don't want to let grandmama die who was 99 years old, because they didn't do everything they were supposed to do. But the sister in the front row who did everything for mama she was supposed to do, she look at all y'all get mad at y'all because y'all acted ignorant because y'all wasn't there. I'm preaching to somebody. So as long as you do everything, you can sleep good. That's all you can do. So when you become a farmer, all you gotta realize is all I can do is what I can do. And the first thing you gotta do is there's no one thing. Sow it. But you gotta understand, if it don't grow, it may not be your fault. If it don't grow, it was just because where you sowed it. Somebody say where you sowed it.
Where you sold it.
Now can I help you out? See, the easy thing would be, because I was thinking about this, Brother Ken, well, if I sow it today, if it don't grow, I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna go there no more. But can I tell you, if God say plant it again, you better plant it again.
Yes, sir.
Until it grows. But if it don't grow, it ain't your fault. Somebody say, it's all about
It's all about
where you sow it.
where you sold it.
Listen, go to real quick, Brother Darius, to Matthew 13, 3 through 8. Matthew 13, 3 through 8. Everybody read this with me. Ready? Read. Then he told them many things in a parable, saying, a farmer went out to do what?
Sow his seed.
Do what?
Sow his seed.
Okay, keep going. As he was scattering the seed, some fell where?
Along the path.
Listen, now listen, the first thing, if you can picture a person here, because I want to get you out the company seats, but if I had a volunteer, I'll say, I'm stand here, and this person would be called a person who dropped it along the way. So I say dropped it?
Dropped it
along the way.
along the way.
The word path means along the way. This is good. This is really good. Yeah. Someone say dropped it?
Dropped it
along the way.
along the way.
So I want you to keep reading. But this person had it, okay, dropped it along the way. Have you ever had something that you threw away that you thought back later and say, ooh, I wish I would have kept that.
Right. Yes, sir.
Because you realize how valuable it was to you, realize somebody else was enjoying it.
Right.
And you could enjoy it now.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know that car looked like that. I saw that car too fast.
Right.
What you did was, you dropped it along the way. Somebody say, everybody you're sowing to
Everybody you sowing to
may not
may not prosper.
because they may not value the seed that you gave.
Right.
So listen, somebody say, listen, but a good farmer know it's not my fault. That's not my fault. Listen, so as he scattered seeds, the first person is a person who did what? Somebody said, dropped it along the way.
Dropped it along the way.
And the birds came and ate it. Can I stop for a second and say, I may have been a bird. Because when somebody else's trash became my treasure.
Yeah.
So I thought I went there. So some of y'all mad because somebody else got your man, but they became a bird because you dropped it along the way.
Yeah.
Somebody got your job, but you got mad because you dropped it along the way. See, somebody else you dropped, somebody else picked up. I just thought about that for a second. As he scattered the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Keep going. 5th verse, some fell on the rocky place. Somebody say rocky places.
Rocky place.
Second person is rocky person. Rocky person is a person who got some soil on the top, daddy, but it's rock up under. Soil on top. It looked like it should have grew. And listen, so it's got soil on top, but it's rock up under, okay? And so can we talk about that for a second? And someone fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. And it sprang up quickly. It popped up like, whoa! I'm gonna be blessed. Listen to this here. But because the soil was shallow, keep going. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched and they withered because they had no roots. Somebody say, it was a quick blessing.
It was a quick blessing.
But I lost it quick.
But I lost it quick.
Because it had no roots.
It had no roots.
So this person here dropped along the way. This person here grew it fast, but it had no roots. You can't be too quick to get everything because some things you got too quick, you may lose faster as you got it. Okay, so the second person, let's keep going. Other seed fell among the thorns. So they're thorns.
Thorns.
Painful places. Have you ever got blessed in a painful place? And you couldn't even appreciate the blessing because of the pain? And you may say, forget the blessing, I don't care about the blessing, I'm running from the pain. And so instead of going forward, you went backwards.
Yes, sir.
So I say, watch out
Watch out
when you get blessed
when you get blessed
in a painful place.
in a painful place.
Don't fumble the seed.
Don't fumble the seed.
Can we keep going? Next one. Still, other seed fell on what?
Good soil.
Where it produced a crop 160 and 30 times what it was sown. Somebody say the right place,
The right place.
right time,
Right time.
and the right person.
Right person.
Good soil. Good soil. Can I tell you, they ain't got a picture on them to let you know which one they are? That when you drop seeds, you just gotta drop them and hope. This is the first thing I say when I was a preacher. One of my biggest frustrations as a preacher is when I know for a fact I've been giving, but they don't get. And listen, can I tell you that's not your choice?
Right.
You can't choose your audience. God chooses them. And can I tell you, you can't choose the outcome? Yes. I'm gonna give you my end of my sermon. I gotta stop. Somebody say good soil.
Good soil.
As a preacher, as a teacher, as whoever you are, you may just be a person who is a good-hearted person. I like some of the folks, but I'm tired of seeing folks waste my seed. Now, I gotta slow down. I'm getting another part of my sermon. Let's keep going. I want to go. Somebody say, God explained himself. Jesus explained himself. Go to 18 verse real quick. 18 verse. I like Jesus. Jesus exegeted his own text. I ain't never really paid attention to Jesus exegeting his own text. Exegete means he took the text and explained what he was really saying. Look here, he says, listen then to what the parable of the sower means. Keep going. When anyone hears a message about the kingdom and does not understand it, you just got saved and you got you a good girl and you got a good man and you don't care what mama say, daddy say, I'm gonna be with this man whether we married or not. I don't care what you say. God done blessed me with this man, but you're sleeping with him and y'all not married. How's that a blessing? God done blessed you with this house, but you're lying on your taxes. How's that? Okay, somebody got quiet. Okay, somebody said, but you didn't understand it.
We don't understand it.
And you didn't realize how valuable the thing God gave you was. And you know what, I don't understand it, and so I throw it down. I don't care about it. Listen, when anyone hears a message about the kingdom and does not understand it, what understand means stand under or really have an appreciation for it, the evil one comes and snatches it away and what was sown into the heart because you didn't value it. Now, how many of y'all got saved at first and you let some things go, but now you got things in your life and ain't no way nobody taking it from you? Because now you truly value it more than you ever valued it before. So he says, the soul. Now, this is the seed sown among the path. He dropped it along the way. He really didn't care about it. He just threw it along the way. You didn't have control over that. You did what you're supposed to do. You gave him the seed. He dropped it because he didn't appreciate it. But don't you say something crazy like, I ain't giving that joker nothing else. You're going to do it why? Because God told you to.
Yes.
And the fact that you showed up after he wasted it is going to make him appreciate it more the next time. So next person, go to the next person, what he's talking about. The seed falling on rocky grounds refers to someone who hears the word and once received it with joy. Excited, Ray, I'm excited, I'm really excited. But keep going. But since they have no root, they last only a short time. They only got just enough to get up the ground, but they ain't getting enough to make it stick. Yeah. You know, anybody like this? Yeah. When trouble and persecution comes, talk to me. Yeah. Because there was no word, because of the word, they quickly fell away. It was good, it was great, as long as everything was good and great, Pastor Tanya. But when all hell break loose, we want to just uproot and leave. Somebody say, everybody can't grow everywhere. You need to stick there long enough to realize I need to get rooted right here, because where I'm there right now, when things get tough and hard, I need to be able to say the wind may blow and trouble may come, but listen, what, I'm going to last forever.
Yes.
Third person. The seed falling among the thorns refers to someone who hears the word but worries of the life and deceitfulness and wealth. I can't appreciate my last blessing for thinking about what I'm going to lose next time. Can you stop and just enjoy what you got now instead of worry about what you ain't got? Yeah. God blessed me with a new car, but now what are you going to do with the house here? You can't appreciate what you got because you're so worried about everything. Wow. Can we stop and smell the rose God just gave you instead of getting a whole patch of stuff that you ain't got yet?
Yes.
I'm preaching to two people right now. I'm preaching to the person who is one of these or the other. Or I'm preaching to the person who got a seed to sow into all of them. But no matter who you sow into, somebody say you need to sow and go. It ain't your business what they do with it next.
Right.
Stop following your money because you bless somebody. Stop following your time because you bless somebody. If you bless them, we learned last series, love without debt, drop the mic and walk away. Yeah. You did your part. So you got to realize, number one, that we got to know where we sow. Where you sow can affect your harvest. Everybody got to understand on that one?
Yes, sir.
Let's look at the second thing that affects the harvest. Somebody say, what you sow.
What you sow.
Am I helping anybody this morning?
Yes, sir.
Somebody say, what you sow.
What you sow.
The second thing that affects your harvest, and every farmer knows this, is what I sow. If you know, if I know for a fact I sow apple seeds, I'm expecting an apple. If I know for a fact I sow watermelon seeds, I'm expecting a watermelon. There's no way I'm going to plant a watermelon seed and expect to get a cantaloupe. Matter of fact, if I do, something's wrong. Somebody say, what you sow affects what you grow. So listen to this. So this is encouragement again. I want to encourage you. Go real quick to Galatians 6 and 7 through 9. I'm trying to encourage you in all these lessons to tell you that you do not have control of what happened after you drop the mic and leave. I'm just trying to teach you one thing I told you from the beginning. I'm trying to teach you who don't take personal when you don't get the harvest you expect. And what I'm going to teach you here, as long as you sow what you're supposed to sow, you're going to get what you're supposed to get. Real quick, Galatians 6, 7 through 9. Real quick. I want you to underline 4 words as we go through this real quick. Ready, read. Do not be what?
Deceived.
I want you to read it with me. Ready, read. Do not be deceived. Underline deceived real quick. And I promise you can write in your Bible, nobody will get mad at you. Underline deceived real quick. Highlight it, what you're going to do. If you got it in your phone, you can touch it and then highlight it. But I want you to get that in your notes. You can even write it down. Ready to read. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. Underline the word mocked. Highlight it. Write it down. The word mocked. God cannot be mocked. Ready? We're going to start over. Ready to read. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he was. Keep going. Ready to read. Whoever sows to please the flesh, underline the word flesh. Highlight the word flesh. Underline the word flesh. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the what? Flesh will reap destruction. Whoever sows to please the spirit, underline the word spirit. Highlight the word spirit. Write down the word spirit. We're going to start over from the beginning. Ready to read. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. Whoever sows to please the spirit, from the spirit will reap what? Eternal life. 9th verse. It's my favorite verse. Let us not become what?
Weary.
In doing good, for at the proper time We will reap a harvest if we do not give up.
Yes.
Somebody say, don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
If you don't get
If you don't get
a harvest
a harvest
from the seed you
from
sown.
the seeds you sown.
See, we give it up because of what we didn't get. But can I tell you, it's not time yet?
Right.
Let me get you there. The word deceive, right? The word deceive, you wrote it down. The word deceive means led away from the truth. Led away from the truth. You know what's wrong with our country right now, Emily? We got too many people abandoning the process because of what somebody else's look like. The whole country. Listen, they knew for a fact why they got married, how they got married, and what they would do when they got married. And they knew what they could do and what they couldn't do in their marriage. But now they saw somebody else in their marriage and they doing other stuff, and they didn't abandon their process. They said they were going to have a good budget. They weren't going to do none of this. But listen, those folks are living too nice. And so guess what? We're going to jump out of our plan and go to a process because we got too much exposure to the whole world on social media, and we do too much of jumping out the boat, getting off the boat, but don't realize they boat don't fit your marriage. So we abandon the process because a good farmer realized I done put too much into this ground to go to somebody else's ground and sow seeds. I done put too much into this man to go to another man. I done put too much into this wife. I done sowed too much into this ground.
Yeah.
I done put too much into it. And just because it don't reap what I think it should reap right now, I know for a fact what I put in the ground.
Yeah.
Can I talk? Somebody say, don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
The word deceive means lead away from the truth. That means you know what God said. Truth is simple as that. What thus says the Lord. Somebody say, you know what God said.
You know what God said.
I don't care what you see what else doing. That ain't you. That's not you. You can't get away with this. When everybody's get away with you, can't hit. Why? Because where you are. Somebody say deception.
Deception.
The next word I want you to write down is mocked. The word mock means make to look like a fool. Make to look like a fool. You did what God said. I promise you, if you do what God said, God will not look like a fool. If you do what God said, I'm gonna get there. Just stay with me. Someone say, make it look like a fool.
Made it look like a fool.
And then I said, did the Bible say don't say fool? No, it said don't call nobody a fool. Flesh, right? The word flesh. Sinful nature. Somebody say sinful nature.
Sinful nature.
So when I was over here, write down the word spirit first before I go there. The word flesh means sinful nature. The flesh wants what's contrary to the spirit. The spirit wants what's contrary to the flesh. And they are in battle with each other. Whichever one you feed, you're going to win. And so if you're sowing over here, I'm trying to please God. I'm not going to drink. I'm trying to please God. I'm not going to smoke. I'm trying to please God. I'm not going to have sex. I realize. I'm trying to please God. I'm not going to go to the club. I'm trying to please God. I'm not going to go to that place. Somebody say, I'm trying to please God.
Trying to please God.
So what you're trying to do, you're trying to sow to the Spirit. Trying to sow to the Spirit. Trying to sow to the Spirit. But now, Sally Sue went to church with me too. But now Sally Sue done left and she going to the club and she doing this and she done bought a house and listen, she doing this here and all this and I'm trying to sow, I'm trying to stick, I'm trying to stay. And man, she done got a good this and she done got he done got that and I'm trying to stick, I'm trying to stay. And before you know it, you said forget it. Because I didn't want to wait. It's hurting. And I can't take it no more. And you come over here sowing to the flesh again instead of sowing to the spirit. Because you want to go back to your old ways. Somebody said the old ways
Always.
still got old pain.
Still got old pain.
So can I stick with you for 1 second? Somebody said, one second. He says, deceive. This is, I cannot be deceived. He said, do not be deceived. Somebody say, do not be pulled away.
Do not be pulled away.
God cannot be mocked. He would not be made like a fool. If you sow to the flesh, you're going to reap from the flesh. If you sow from the spirit, you're going to reap from the spirit. What he's trying to tell you this here. Brother David, come help me out here if you're gone. What he's trying to tell you to do is stay right here. I know it gets tough. So stay right here. Because a good farmer knows, as long as you sowed in the right place, as long as you sowed the right thing, I know for a fact what everybody's looking like, I know like everybody's doing. He said, but as long as you sowed to the right thing, he said, I promise you, I won't be made like a fool. Listen, all one time I remember him saying this was we were talking about tithes. He says, try me. Try me and pay your tithes and try me and see why I bless you. He says, hang in there and see when I make you look like a good thing and I won't make you look like a fool. Listen, I see people all the time, and my wife, we literally got a countdown, y'all. Listen, and I'm not judging nobody, but I know my God. I know my God. I know my God too well. And I see somebody who get blessed and they're not serving God. I see somebody who get big things and not serving God. And I even tell me, man, if you know like I know, you better go serve God. If you know like I know, you better go get somebody to God. And they won't. And they be doing good. And the better they do, the less they give God. The better they do, the less they give God. And now I say, baby, I give them about 2 months and they're going to lose everything. And I say, at the same time, I say, Lord, please let them get it, because I know my God. Because what? God will not be mocked. If you sow to the Spirit, you're going to get blessed. You sow to the flesh, you're going to be cursed. So I'm like, God, please let them get it, God. God, please let them get it, God. And I said, baby, he lost everything. Lost the job, lost the car, lost the house. Man, I wish he would have got it this time. Why? Because I know God will not be mocked. And the same thing, I done seen folks who hung out, who was about to give it up, about to quit, and they hung in there, about to give up, about to quit, but they hung in there. And right before they left, God showed up. Why? Because God will not be mocked. Whatever you sowed, you should also reap it. Whatever you sowed, you should also reap it. Even if it don't come when you want to. I sold this 2 years ago, it's still coming. I sold it 5 years ago, it's still coming. If you sow to the Spirit, you're going to reap a harvest. Yes. In due season. What's due season? When you need it. I told y'all. I told y'all. I moved in my old house 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Old house. Paid a down payment on the house. Military. About 3 months ago, I needed some money. Somebody, dude. Can I tell you, you don't want your seed when it's not due? Yeah. If you got that money right now, you're going to blow it. So they do. 15 years later, I got a letter in the mail. I drove past the mailbox. No lie, no joke. I want some mailbox money. My wife didn't want me to stop. What? You're crazy. We don't say, I'm going to go next day, we go tomorrow. Go by now. Let's my mailbox money. Open it up. Open up my due blessing. Took out a letter, said, Mr. Clyde Harden, you paid a down payment 15 years ago that you wasn't supposed to pay. Here's a return check for $1,500. What? I sold it 15 years ago. It didn't come in next year. It didn't come in next year. Go on, I wasn't due yet. Oh, I just blessed somebody. You may not be due, but because you're at the right price, maybe if you shift, your due season come on. So it was my due season. My due season. My due season. Some things you sold just ain't came because you're not due yet. You're not due yet. But the fact that I sold, y'all may be talking about, but I sold. Y'all may be judging, but I sold. It may look crazy, but I sold. I may look stupid, but I sold. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know one thing. I sold. I sold. Time, I sold. Talent, I sold. Tithes, I sold. Oh.
Thank you, God.
And if I don't have it, I gotta say, it just ain't due. Just ain't due. But somebody said, when it's time, it will show up. So listen, the first thing that affects your seeds, number one, what was number one?
Where we sow it.
Where you sow. It's not your business. Just sow. Just sow. Just sow. Even if they don't harvest, it wasn't in the sowing. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't in the reaping. Somebody said the blessing?
The blessing.
Wasn't in the reaping. The blessing was in the sowing. Then we got to get, if you're going to be good preachers, good teachers, good pastors, good anything, something to God, we got to realize the blessing is not in the sowing. We saw the blessing is not in the reaping. We waiting to reap. We're waiting to reap. Can I tell you, the blessing is not in the reaping? The blessing was in the sowing.
Yes.
And you thought that you got forgotten about because you done blessed somebody and now they didn't start reaping, but now you suffering. Ain't it bad when you sow and they bless and you sow and you not? So the blessing wasn't in the reaping. The blessing, y'all not gonna hear me, was in the sowing. Because you realize every farmer knows, every good farmer knows, that one element I cannot control is the earth itself. Because the earth itself is in the hand of God. All I'm going to do is plant. I may send my son to water. I'm going to plant. My son's go water. I did my pain. He did the water. I did my pain. He did the water. One good farmer know after all the planting and all the watering, it'll amount to nothing. The true blessing comes from God because He got to bring the increase. Okay, let's go to word real quick. Go real quick. We're going to go Galatians, go to 1 Corinthians 3. Can we go home? 1 Corinthians 3. Oh, this bless my spirit just teaching it. I hope it bless your spirit receiving it.
Yes, sir.
1 Corinthians 3, 6. Go real quick. Let's read with me. I planted the seed. Apollos watered it. Somebody say, I planted it.
I planted it.
Can I tell you some things you gotta plant and walk away? Don't get jealous because somebody else is watering the seed that you planted. Oh, you thought they supposed to get through getting blessed and they supposed to get. Listen, God don't want you to get all the glory. If you planted and water, you might have thought you about to increase. He said, all you supposed to do is plant.
Yes.
All you supposed to do is water. Don't get too boastful because what you just planted just got blessed. Because you was nothing. He said, it's used you to be an action of aggression, an action of aggressive love. So they'll see what you did was an act of God, not an act of you. Listen, I gotta get you to read it. Read it. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it what?
Grow.
Keep going. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything. But listen. God didn't forget about you, though. Can I tell you? Your assignment is half you, half them. Your assignment is half you, half them. If you still get assignments, it's not because you made it. Because your assignment is your next test. And if you pass that test, God say, I'm going to bless you. And I'm going to bless them because you passed the test. But even if you don't pass the test and you don't do it, I'm still going to use somebody else. So it might as well be you. If you don't, I'm still going to bless you. But I wanted to use you, and if you don't, I'm going to still give you a second chance. But somebody say it might as well. Somebody say it might as well. Somebody say it might as well be you. Oh,
Yes,
God Almighty Jesus. Somebody say he didn't forget about me.
He didn't forget about me.
I watered them, now they doing good. I watered them, now their marriage prospering. I watered them, now they job prospering. I sold their first seed, now their business better than mine. Somebody say you still qualify for the blessing because of your obedience. I get excited when other folks bless because I believe I was in the process of that blessing. That was now the right place at the right time. God, you gotta show up. Oh! Somebody said you gotta show up, God. Listen. We gotta get out of here. So listen. Let me read. So neither the one who plants. Read it. Come on, talk to me. Read it. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything but God, but only God who made the thing. You were just a gesture of appreciation, but you meant nothing. Because can I tell you, God could have grew without you? But somebody say, it might as well be me.
Might as well be
Can I give you the blessing behind us? Yes. Go to the next verse. The one who plants. Somebody say, that's me. Somebody should get excited. Somebody say, that's me. The one who plants. I didn't forget about you. I blessed them, but I didn't forget about you. Why? Because you planted and you used to win plant. You sowed and you used to win sow since you was obedient. And you shouted for them when they got their blessing. Can you celebrate somebody else? Oh, I'm teaching. I don't care if you listen. Listen, the one who plants and the one who waters. Somebody say, I was the waterer. Somebody say, I was the planter. That's me. I done found me in the text. I thought God forgot about me. Some of y'all read it here. Let me slow down. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to
Their own labor.
Glory to
the
God.
fact that you dug in the ground,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the fact that you planted seed and dropped the mic. That was all you supposed to do. That was it. That was it. You weren't supposed to sit there and baby it. You weren't sit there supposed to watch over it. You weren't sit there and wait for them to give it back to you. Someone say plant and drop the mic. Someone say water and drop the mic. Can I tell you the blessing wasn't in the reaping? The blessing was in the sowing. We had it twisted. I was waiting for it to come back and bless me. I've been collecting debt along the way. I've been looking for all them folks I've blessed to come back and bless me. It was in the planting,
Yes, God. Thank you.
not the reaping. You're going to plant one place, but you're going to reap from another place. We got to stop harboring and hosting our last blessing and say, my blessing was in the sowing. You don't owe me a thank you. You don't owe me a I need you. You don't owe me a I call you. Woo! You don't owe me nothing. Baby, I promise you, I'm already blessed. But you're struggling now. That's temporary.
Yes, yes.
I was always struggling because I didn't sow. And I didn't sow for a long time.
Yes.
But now I sow.
Thank
baby.
you, God.
That's temporary.
Yes.
Somebody say that's temporary.
That's temporary.
That's temporary. That's temporary. I didn't sow. Brother Devin, you didn't sow. Y'all know Brother Devin, Brother Darius, last month played a Sunday, didn't get paid nothing.
Oh, God.
They sowed.
Thank you,
I
God.
said, y'all gotta pay rent. I can't pay y'all without paying rent. And they said, Bishop, I'm gonna sow. I said, you sow? He said, what? I'm gonna sow.
Yes, God. Thank you, God.
And even if I don't give them another dime, their blessing was in the sowing.
Yes.
The sowing. Can I ask you a question? Have you forfeited sowing because you didn't think what you sowed into could pay you back?
Oh, wow.
Have you forfeited sowing because I thought what I was sowing wasn't worth it? Didn't I tell you position is everything?
Yes.
Yes.
Be in the right place, right time. And I promise you, if you just drop it, can I tell you what's wrong with us as a culture? We want to see our money. But the Bible says that faith is without looking. Can I sow with faith? And I'm not saying my money, I'm my time, energy, effort. Can I just sow
Yes, God.
and go
Yes, God.
and say, God, for you I live,
Yes, God.
for you I die. God, the bless the Lord, make one rich and no sorrow.
Yes, God.
God, I'm a lender, not a borrower. God, I'm ahead and not the tail. God, I'm above and not beneath. God, you're going to bless me going in, and God's going to bless me coming out.
Yes, Lord
Why?
God.
Because I just sowed.
Yeah,
I
God.
just sowed. Y'all, I get blessed now because I won't let Bishop by the day without me not sowing into him. I let a brother come to my church, and I sowed into him for 6 months. And I could have took him and said, I'm going to use the seed for the blessing.
Uh-huh.
Musicians, preachers, singers. But God told me to sow into him and send it. You don't owe me nothing. Why, son? Because you got a job to do.
Yes.
I'm better spent than I am receiving.
Uh-huh.
Why? Because when I pull myself out like a drink offering, he got to fill me back up.
Yes.
Until I owe God, I pray right now, Lord. Oh, God. I pray over the house right now, Lord. Everybody say, we're going to go.